Welcome to Uncaged Zootours. If you are new to the channel and love animals, I recommend and appreciate hitting the like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to join me on my tours. My friends, we are heading to the city that never sleeps, New York City, to showcase the historic Central Park Zoo. Did you know that it started as a menagerie founded in 1864? No, I didn't. After 70 years as a collection of captive animals, the area was repurposed into a zoo in 1934. By 1967, the zoo needed a major renovation and temporarily closed in 1983. After 5 years of renovation, the zoo reopened with a different approach to showcasing animals, conservation, and habitats.
Thanks for the history lesson, but what animals does the zoo have?
It may not display lions, zebras, hippos, giraffes, or great apes like in the movie Madagascar, but it still has animals from the steamy tropics, the Himalayas, and even the coldest area on Earth, Antarctica. We're starting our journey with the Polar Circle, which showcases penguins and other animals that love the cold. Let's go. Before visiting some cold-loving creatures, let's look at one of the zoo stars. Madagascar's Central Park Zoo has Alex the lion, but the real Central Park Zoo has California sea lions, who are pinnipeds and not cats. But why are they called sea lions? Because the male's roar sounds like a lion. Sea lions roar, bark, or bleat to communicate with each other or establish a territory. At 11:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m., the keepers do trading sessions with their sea lion friends. These sessions help strengthen the keeper's bonds with the animal and help give the sea lions more to do. I guess it also draws in a crowd. You said it. If you want to learn more about sea lions, please refer to my Pier 225 at the Georgia Aquarium Tour to learn more about them. The next 6 animals live in the freezing Penguins and Seabirds building, where the zoo's old lion house was originally located. One thing Madagascar's Central Park Zoo and the real Central Park Zoo have are penguins. Penguins live all over the southern hemisphere. These 4 penguins live in Antarctica and the islands surrounding it. Not to mention it's freezing down there. The Central Park Zoo is home to 4 different penguins. First are these macaroni penguins, with that yellow bushy hairdo. When English explorers first discovered this penguin, the bird's yellow crest reminded them of the term macaroni, which was a slang used to refer men who wore very flashy outfits. It also reminded them of the title man in the song Yankee Doodle. Next is the chinstrap penguin, also known as a stonebreaker penguin, because of its ability to collect stones. Chinstrap penguins also eat stones to help them digest food, and these penguins also have spines on their tongue and the roof of their mouth to hold onto slippery fish. Like all penguins, the gentoo penguin lives in a rookery. That's what a group of penguins is called. I heard that penguins can't fly, but they can swim. That's right, penguins are great at swimming. In the gentoo penguin's case, their heartbeat lowers a little when swimming. Gentoo penguins are picky when it comes to living, as they only breed in areas without snow or ice. The gentoo penguin only breeds in clean nests. If the nest is dirty, they must find a new one. Gentoo penguins are the 3rd largest penguin, but the 2nd largest is the king penguin. Unlike their roommates, king penguins carry their eggs on their feet, and like emperor penguins, king penguins huddle together to stay warm when a blizzard hits. When hunting for food, the water can be literally salty. So how do they get rid of that salt water? Penguins and other seabirds have a supraorbital gland, which is located above their eyes and removes water through their nose. They sneeze to get rid of that icky salt. Other than being flightless, all 4 of these penguins are threatened by global warming, meaning that the water is getting warmer. But on a more positive note, these penguins also have tiny feathers which keep them nice and warm. But they also cover themselves with waterproof oil that comes from a gland at the base of the tail. On the other hand, puffins live in northern parts of the world. Tufted puffins live in the North Pacific Ocean, while their Atlantic puffin cousins live in the Atlantic Ocean. Unlike penguins, puffins can fly. Like other birds that fly, puffins flap their wings, use their tails for steering, and their bones are hollow and lighter. It's kind of like an airplane! It is. And if you want to learn more about puffins, please refer to my cypress swamp and rocky coast at the North Carolina Zoo Tour to learn more about them. Let's get out of here before we freeze. It feels a little cooler, but our next stop showcases another cold place, the Himalayas. There's a red-billed blue magpie and our first Himalayan Monal.
Oh, what? It looks like a peacock.
A Himalayan Monal is a bird found in the hill forest of the Himalayas. And yes, Monals are in the same family as peacocks, chickens, and turkeys, Phasianidae. Like their peacock cousins, the males are really colorful, while the females are simply brown. Himalayan Monals are threatened with habitat loss, and hunters want to use the male's head crest for decoration. I really don't want a bird's crest as a Christmas ornament. Despite this, Himalayan Monals are marked as least concern by the IUCN. Himalayan Monals also served as inspiration for Kevin from Up. I think the team at Pixar used the bird's color as inspiration. Our next stop showcases the rocky coasts of the Arctic. Did you know that harbor seals almost went extinct? Extinct? As in completely died out? Yes. During the 19th century, harbor seals were shot by fishermen. They also had to deal with pollution and raw sewage. By 1972, the harbor seal was protected by the Marine Mammal Act and the Clean Water Act, and like the Himalayan Monal, is listed as least concerned by the IUCN. Even if harbor seals love the water, this guy loves to sleep. Harbor seals prefer to stay close to the shore, and the only time they're out of the water is to get some sleep. Let's move on before we wake him up. Besides, harbor seals are very wary of humans. The last exhibit once had a polar bear, but is now taken over by 3 rescued grizzly bears. The Central Park Zoo's grizzly bears were rescued as cubs in 2013. Luna and Amber's mother was illegally shot, while their unrelated sibling Trina also lost her mother. Trina's mother was euthanized by wildlife officials after repeatedly foraging for food, making her dangerous to people. The cubs were too young to fend for themselves, so they were sent to the Bronx Zoo in 2013 and then moved to the Central Park Zoo in 2022. I thought bears were mean. Even if bears are seen as somewhat mean in media, they need to find food to fatten up for winter, meaning they must go into suburban areas to search through trash cans. The Central Park Zoo is working with communities in America's western states to promote human-bear interactions, including educating people on food storage and trash disposal so that the bears can eat in wild areas. The zoo's field staff also protects bears by studying their behavior and lifestyles. Since finding bears can be challenging, the team looks for clues they leave behind, like a fur sample. Overall, the Polar Circle is a nice exhibit, but my main highlights are the penguins and grizzly bears. You'll love seeing them play around in their pools, plus penguins and bears are always a treat to see at any zoo. Now it's time to vote. Which Central Park Zoo exhibit would you like to see next? Tropic Zone has a lot of birds, including the Javan peacock and macaws. We'll also witness the return of the black and white ruffed lemur and meet ants, mongooses, and tamarins. On the other hand, Temperate Territory has swans, red pandas, and our first Japanese macaques. Now, where's today's question? Here, you wrote it on this sticky note. Thank you. What are your favorite exhibits at a zoo and why? Now, sir, would you like to have the final say? As always, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching. What he said. Now, who wants cookies?